Hi, Thomas.
Hello.
I'm going to ask you some questions because I read a couple chapters on video games
Yes.
and how to learn video games and learning an identity of gamers.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and play, and I'll just ask you questions. Are you playing by yourself right now?
No, I'm not.
No, who are you playing with?
I am playing with 3 of my friends.
So do you usually play alone or do you play with others?
Usually I play with others because it's just funner to play with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not fun?
No, it
playing?
is fun to play alone, but it depends really on the game.
Okay.
'Cause if I'm playing a multiplayer game, I'm not going to play it by myself.
Oh, okay. What are you playing now? Which game is this one?
Huh?
Which game is this one?
This is Minecraft.
That looked complicated. What's the objective of this game?
Well, right now we're doing a game mode, just a party game mode, which is called Battle, which we're just fighting each other.
Minecraft looks complicated, at least for me. Let's say I decide to learn how to play it. What kind of learning and thinking will it require for me to have or to do? Because I can't even see how I would be able to do this.
First, you need to learn hand-eye coordination, because I can look at the screen and I know what I'm doing without looking at the screen. I know I'm going left and I just turned around 180 and doing whatever. And then also you really need to know the game that you're playing first, so I know what exactly is going on and how to respond to it.
So how do video games shape learning?
Well, I think it shapes learning because it's more, well, in my case, I'm having a lot of conversations with people. I'm playing with my friends usually. But, yeah, thank you, Henry. You're building social skills.
Okay.
I can play with random people, too.
Do you know random people from other parts of the world?
Yes, I do. I know a couple people from Australia and I know some people from Britain. It's
okay.
Very interesting.
What do you know about game designs?
Game designs? Well, I know how to design a game because it's fun.
What does it take?
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of... It doesn't take too much, but it takes a lot of time.
Makes a good video game?
A good video game is based off of what... First of all, the audience that it's appealing to, because if the game isn't fun, or if the game is only meant for a certain demographic.
Okay.
If it's meant for a certain demographic, then it's not going to be as popular with other people. Like, Fortnite wasn't... Right now, it's not really made for new players. It's meant for people who've been with the game for ever since it came out.
Okay.
Which makes it kind of hard.
So, Paul G says that good video games are long, hard, and challenging.
That is true to an extent.
And they have to be able to be learned in order to win. And then that's what makes games sell. But if it's short and easy, it won't sell because gamers won't accept short and easy games. Is that true?
Somewhat. True, but only to an extent, because the long and hard games, so like a game like Dark Souls, that would be a good example towards his thing. It's hard. It is very hard, but it's beatable. But some people are thrown off because just the way the game is designed.
Okay, how so?
If the game is hard, so that automatically turns down a lot of people who don't think they can beat it. I don't own the game because it's not that kind of game for me. I don't play for the constant try again and again until you win. It's just not fun to me.
Oh, okay. So why do you play it?
I play different games. I play a lot of games. Some are hard, yes. I do like playing hard games because of the challenge, but that's a self thing. But I know a lot of people that only play Minecraft, not because it's hard, because Minecraft ranges depending on what you're doing specifically. But it could be easy or hard, is what I'm trying to say.
So why do gamers spend hours and hours on doing something that is maybe difficult, or yet they don't spend that same amount of effort at school?
Well,
What's the difference?
you feel greater accomplishment in doing something like this.
Okay. And at school you don't? Or some wouldn't?
Yeah, some wouldn't. You're correct about that.
So what about violent games? Some people believe that if you love to play violent games, that there's a chance you become violent or an aggressive, or take on an aggressive identity. What do you think about that? Is that true?
No, I think it's the complete opposite of that, because you learn to deal with your aggression.
Ooh, how so?
You learn to deal with your aggression. If you have a lot of pent-up aggression, then you don't learn to deal with it.
So video gamers take on different identities or characters. What identities do you take on when you're playing, let's say, Minecraft or Zelda or Call of Duty?
Well, in Minecraft, I'm a builder. That's what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to build.
So James Paul Gee, he says that video games can engage gamers in different identities, a virtual one, a real one, or projective one. A projective one being like a wannabe one. Did you ever engage in a virtual identity at school?
Not at school. I like to keep my social life and my online life separate, but I do understand where he's coming from. There are other people that do, identify, or not identify, they do take their social life and video life and they put it the same.
They can make a difference? They can separate them? The identities, their virtual identities from their real identity?
I don't want to say they can't, but maybe it depends what they're playing and who they're playing with. Because if they're playing with friends from school, they're not going to be very much different than they would because they're still with their friends, right?
Okay. So I have the last question. How does video games help learning?
Wow.
Or what kind of skills do video games help?
Situational awareness. Situational awareness, yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that when faced with a predicament, you know how to respond effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were to, get into a fight with someone, I've played a lot of games that revolve around that, and I know how to deal with that.
Okay.
And that would be a way to deal with it, is you just... Because if you've seen it before, you know how to stop it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, also it's... I think... kind of hard to say. I'm trying to think.
You're talking about learning, how video games shape your learning.
You also do just learn a lot in general. Like, I've learned a lot. I've like physically learned stuff that you wouldn't know. Like, I've learned stuff that a physics engineer or someone with a doctorate in physics,
A scientist, maybe?
yeah, I know something they would know because in the video game that's a term that they brought up.
Okay. So this will help you with certain content in school?
Yes, because if I'm already familiar with the subject, it's easier to deal with the subject, right?
Okay. So should schools take some tips from video game designers?
Maybe not from the designers themselves. I think they should take
Or
tips
for maybe principles from
players.
learning in
Yeah,
video games?
they should.
All right, so what would you like the world to know about video gamers, learning, identity?
I'd like them to know that it's okay to play video games. There's nothing wrong with it. Sure, sometimes you might put an excessive amount of time into one,